Have you ever found yourself wishing you could have a second Windows computer for CNC work in your shop? Do you wish, in all reality, that that second computer could be an iPad or even a Mac? Those sound like crazy dreams, I know. But if you stick around, I'm gonna show you how you can run a second Windows computer for less than 80 cents a day. And we're gonna do it all up in the clouds using Amazon Web Services. If you wanna know how you can run VCarve Pro on your iPad Pro, stick around. That's what we're gonna get into today. Okay, this is a fairly simple process, but there's a few little gotchas that you'll want to pay close attention to. Otherwise, as I said, pretty painless. So, assuming most out there don't have an AWS account, the first thing you're going to do is go to aws.amazon.com and click on Create an AWS account. I put a link down below to the page you're seeing on the screen right now. It'll step you through how to create and activate an AWS account. Once you have your account and it's activated, go ahead and log into AWS. From there, click on Services, Compute, and EC2. Inside the EC2 console, we're going to click Launch Instances. From here, we'll give the instance a name, and then down below, we'll choose Windows and confirm that the changes to our AMI don't concern us. The machine image we choose is Windows Server 2019. The instance type is T3 Large. T3 Large puts us well above the Vectric, VCarve Pro, and Aspire minimum requirements, and based on my experience running the same instance type for about a month now, this is a great balance of cost versus power. Right now, in April 2022, a T3 Large is running at about 11 cents an hour, so less than 90 cents a day and less than $5 a week if you run VCarve for 8 hours a day. Most don't, so it'll probably cost you a lot less than $5 a week. Up next is the key pair. The key pair is what allows you to decrypt the password that'll allow you to log into the computer. So go ahead and create a new key pair, give it a name, and leave it as .pem file. You'll create that, and that will kick off a download, and you want to save that file for the next step. Down below in the network settings, I allow RDP traffic from anywhere. RDP is remote desktop. That is what we're going to use to actually connect to this computer so that we can run it on our iPad or Mac or other device. The final setting is to configure the storage, and 30 gigabytes of GP2 storage is perfect. And once we have that, we're ready to launch the instance. So go ahead and click on the Launch Instance button there on the right. It can take a few minutes for a new instance to spool up and start running on the AWS platform, but once it does, you'll see the word running here in the instance state column. You can check the box next to it and then choose Connect from the top menu on the page. This will bring you to the variety of options we have for connecting to and controlling an instance. I recommend using a remote desktop client, and I use the Microsoft Remote Desktop app that's available from both the Mac and iOS app stores. I put a link down below to download the app from both app stores, so if you don't have it installed already, go ahead and do so now. I'm going to walk you through connecting to the instance from a Mac computer, and then we'll talk about how to do so on your iPad. After downloading the RDP file, we need to decrypt the password so we can log in. We will do so using the .pem file we downloaded when we generated the key pair earlier. To start, click on the Get Password link here on the connection page. Now click the Browse button and point to the .pem file you have saved on your computer. Click Open and you'll see the contents of the RSA key pasted into the key pair window below. Click on the orange Decrypt Password button and you'll see the window Windows password listed toward the bottom of the screen. You can click the icon next to the password to copy it to your clipboard, and I recommend saving it to a notes document or just a text file for future reference. Now that we've downloaded all the remote desktop details, we're ready to connect to our instance from the Microsoft Remote Desktop app. From your Mac, navigate to where you have saved the RDP file we just downloaded earlier. Double-click on the file to open it using the app, and you will see a window asking for the computer's password. If you still have the decrypted password on your clipboard, simply press Command V on your keyboard to paste the password into the menu you see here. After clicking Continue, you may see a warning message telling you that the host's certificate could not be verified to a root. You can simply ignore this by pressing Continue. You should now see a full screen window that looks like a Windows computer open in a new Spaces desktop. This is your brand new pay-as-you-go Windows computer, and you can run this machine from your Mac just like you would if it were an actual physical computer. To run VCarve Pro or Aspire on this machine, you can simply download the install files from the Vectric website. Walk through the steps outlined by Vectric after logging into your V&Co account. Internet Explorer will be the only browser you have on this machine by default, but you could download Google Chrome or another browser of your choice. There's a chance you may run into issues connecting to websites from the Internet Explorer app at first. If so, I've outlined a few simple steps to solve this problem down in the video description. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that you could run VCarve Pro on your iPad Pro, so let's walk through the steps to get this going on your iPad. Navigate to where you have the remote desktop file saved on your computer and right-click on it, then choose Share. I'm going to use AirDrop to transfer this file to my iPad, but you can use whatever method you're most familiar with. After the file is sent, you should see a menu pop up on your iPad asking you how you would like to open the file. Tap on RD Client and you should now see a menu that asks for your Windows password. This is the same password that we decrypted earlier using the RSA key, and you can paste or type it in now. After tapping Continue, you should see your Windows desktop appear on your iPad screen. Thanks to the updates in iOS version 13.4, you can now connect a trackpad or mouse to your iPad, and doing so will make driving your Windows instance so much easier. I prefer to use an Apple trackpad with my iPad, however, any Bluetooth mouse will work just fine. You can also connect a Bluetooth keyboard to your iPad to make this setup an absolute dream. There is an option in the RDP app to access an on-screen keyboard as well. So there you go, congratulations! If you follow the instructions and you're running your first virtual server in the cloud, welcome to the nerdiest woodworking club in the world. There's one last important detail to keep in mind, and that is that your AWS bill works like any other utility bill that you might have for your house or your workshop. If you're using the service that it provides, you will be billed for that time. So that means you want to get in the habit of always stopping any instances you have running when you're done using them. You can do so following the steps that I'm outlining here on the screen now, and it's a fairly simple process that you do from inside the AWS app. There's also a mobile app that you can run on your iPad, iPhone, or Android device, and it allows you to start and stop instances as well. You'll have to start the instance the next time you use it, but stopping it will ensure that you're not surprised by a larger than expected bill at the end of the month. At about 11 cents an hour, it's not likely to rack up all that fast, but believe me, it can sneak up on you. I think that's gonna do it for this video. I've got a few more cuts to make on my ShopBot here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you following along with my journey here in the workshop. If you are running VCarve Pro on your iPad Pro, let me know that down below. So from my shop out here in Boise, Idaho, my name's Ben, and I appreciate you following along.